How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now, as everybody's doing at the moment, I am also taking a look at the new Fortnite editor. Just a disclaimer, I haven't played Fortnite. Fortnite's not my kind of game. It's not for me because I'm not big into multiplayer games, much less battle royale games. But yeah, if you enjoy that game, fantastic. So I'm probably ignorant about many things. Now, what I'm going to do in this video is we're going to talk about this editor in regards to Unreal Engine, because for the people that are new to my channel, because I'm sure by having the title Fortnite, there's a couple of people in the audience. Hey, my name is MR3D Dev, and I do Unreal Engine tutorials for the engine, usually not for Fortnite, but since this came out, I wanted to take a look and see what's different. So I just put a couple of things here to test out, and that's what we're going to talk about. All right, so the reason this editor exists is so you can customize Fortnite to your heart content, as far as I understand. I also plan to create a mini game / experience, kind of to test out the boundaries and see what I can do. I've already reached some of the boundaries and kind of like overcame a couple, but anyways, let's get to it. So when it comes to downloading custom things and getting custom assets, because this is basically what this video is going to be about custom assets, there's a big difference between what you can get on Fab, that's FAB, the one over here, and what you have in Unreal Engine. So once you download megascans from Fab, they will not come with the usual Unreal Engine material. They will come with something else. So if I go here, I do have this volcanic dolerite cliff, which I just downloaded. I have the mesh here, and if I throw it in here, it looks all right, right? And let's just reduce the speed of the camera. You can see that the texture is not the greatest, and I don't think even the normal map it's coming through. So that could be an issue. And again, when I downloaded this, I went to Fab and I told it to, let me just write Cliff. By the way, not every megascan is in here. I already checked. Like this guy right here is not in here. It's called Cliff, and it, for some reason, doesn't show up. So there's a dolerite cliff, and I actually downloaded the add a mod file to Unreal Engine asset. Let's download something else so you guys can see. Let's download this one. Oh, this is a small rock. It's probably too small. And let's download this cliff. Let's see if we open 3D viewer, and it looks really nice here. And you can download it. One thing is, if you download it as a reference, you will not have access to the textures. It would come as it is. So let me just download it as reference so you guys can see what happens. I've already downloaded a couple of assets this way, and well, yeah, this is good if you just want to download content and start right away. It's fine. However, for me, I like to customize things as much as I can, and this is kind of limiting. So I'm going in a different route. But yeah, that it's good that if you just want to get started, add as a reference. That's why it says recommended, because it's going to download it with everything you need for this to work. So if we go back here, you can see that I have a folder called reference content called Cracked Nordic Beach, which is this one right here. And you can see that it's just an asset. If you're not familiar with Unreal, when you see this, it's just a static mesh. It's just an asset. There's no textures. There's no materials that I can edit. I can throw it in the world and it looks decent, but I don't know what's up with some of the textures, and I don't think this is as high resolution as it can be. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but if I go to the engine scalability, I have it on Epic. Even if I switch it to cinematic, that doesn't change a thing. Now, if I double click this, you're not seeing it on screen, but I'm getting a error message that says the file is locked. And actually, if I go here and I click this, should take me to its material, and it's not doing anything. It's actually doing the same thing that the Fortnite assets do. Like if you were to try to do this with a Fortnite asset, it will not allow you to do it. Epic, we're probably blocking their stuff against people like myself who just like to customize and you know. Anyways, it's not an awful thing, but it gives you assets that look like this, which to me it's not the best resolution asset. Now this cliff right here, I actually migrated it from Unreal Engine, like actual Unreal Engine, and it looks amazing compared to what you can get with the Fab. And I think it's adapting things to the Fortnite editor, but so far I don't know what's going on. But this is migrated from Unreal Engine, and I think it migrated it with Nanite. So let's so you can see that this has triangles and nothing else. So I'm using Nanite with this mesh, and everything is working perfectly. However, the problem here is that I'm using the Quixel materials, which, by the way, I think it's great that we can use the Quixel materials. However, it's not allowing me to upload with the Quixel materials, so I cannot launch a session with this. It's giving me some errors that I'm going to show you in a second. But outside from the usual, so this rock, I downloaded in a way that I could see the materials. So if I go into the material, you can see how the material is. And again, if you're familiar with my channel, if you're familiar with what I do, you're gonna see that this is very different from the usual megascan material, which it's not bad. It's just there are a couple of things here that are a bit different than the usual, and it has the metal roughness and metallic. I think it does it in a different way, probably. It's a totally different way of downloading megascans than what we, the Unreal people, are used to, which I think is weird. But again, I'm probably not the target demographic for this. I am, however, going to make some content with it. Not everything's going to be Fortnite, because I know my regular audience is not here for that. But I am going to make some content. We're going to have some fun with this. Now, let me show you the problem. If I launch a session, it's going to think for a bit, and then it's going to give me an error. So I'll be back once that error pops up. All right, here's what I was talking about. So it says found a disallowed, which I think it means you're not supposed to be uploading that or using it with the Fortnite creator. And it says object type bridge MS preset. This is the Quixel material. This is the Quixel material that you can use for Unreal. These are functions that come if you're using the full engine. What I'm guessing is this is something that the Fortnite part doesn't want to work with, or they just don't want you to use it. Hopefully we could use it in the future. Let me try to get around that, and I'm going to do this live to see how it goes. So there are two ways that I could do this. One is maybe just reuse this material and see how it goes. So let's just browse through here, right click, let's create a duplicate, and let's call it cliff. Now this is another thing that's a bit of a pain. Every time you create something new, it does this updating file thing, which takes a little bit. It might be my connection that's slow, and that's why it's taking so long. I just don't like it. I wish this part would be just like Unreal Engine, where you just create things, and once you're ready to save, you just save it. Now that we have this, let me see where this is located. Massive sandstone. So I'm just gonna move this here, move here. By the way, if you're new and you want to get into Unreal, I do have a playlist for beginners that I'm going to leave in the description down below if you're interested in that. It'll get you up to speed with some of the things that I'm talking about here, because I'm looking at it from the point of a former game developer. I used to be a game artist. I'm still a game artist. I just don't work for games anymore. So there's a couple things that I'm looking at that are very familiar back from when I used to create stuff for games, and I'm trying to get around some of the things so I can get the custom meshes and custom things that I want to do. Now what we're going to do is we're going to substitute some textures. with the textures that we have here. So let's go to the normal section. Boom, there it is. Which I don't think it's doing much. I'm guessing it has to do with the normal scale. Probably have to increase that, but we'll see. Occlusion, texture. We have this one. I wonder if it's the same. Occlusion, metallic roughness. I don't think it's the same, so we're just going to turn it off. Just gonna turn it off here. Let's do the normal scale is doing much here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like how this material behaves, to be perfectly honest. But let's make a copy. So hold Alt, make a copy. And let's see what this does. I'll throw it in here. And let's compare. So this one looks like doo-doo compared to this one right here. Mostly because it's missing the normals. It's pretty much, yeah. And it's also super low resolution for some reason. I know these are meant to be seen from afar. Yeah, I just don't like how the normals are behaving here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make a material, and we're going to plug these two in and see how that goes. So I'm just going to make a material, call it Cliff Test 01. All right, so I decided to just go with this material because it's going to make things a lot easier. Now, there's another thing. If I double click this, it's giving me an unable to edit cooked asset. So this is one of the, usually in Unreal Engine, you're able to open the parents. You cannot open this parent here for some reason. But that's fine. That's fine, Epic. I'll give that to you. But that's fine. So the reason why I went with this is because I want to be able to quickly match the color to my landscape. And it has a way that we can do it here. So let's just do, and you can see it, let me reduce the size of this, and you can see this thing changing in real time as I colored it. So if you want to change the color of your asset with this material, you just go to base color, click here, and let's just try to match it. Can we match it? I think we can. Let me just go here and desaturate a bit. And I think we are able to match it. One of the things and one of the issues this has is that this was migrated with nanite. And that may be one of the reasons why it has so many jagged edges. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat the same thing with these rocks at the bottom and see how that goes. So just to show you guys how to do this, I'm going to duplicate this and call it Pebbles Megascans. And what we're going to do is we're going to substitute the Pebbles Megascan with this. Now, it's going to look weird for 1 second. I'm actually going to double click this one. I'm going to throw it in here. And right now it's looking like nothing because it has the material from the cliff, which is not ideal. But we're going to substitute that with its own textures. So what I'm going to do is let's just throw this in here, and this is the normal map. Yes, it is. Let's throw in the normal where the normal should be. There it is. Okay. Let's see how these look. They don't look great. They don't look great, but they don't look too bad either. Maybe may have to change the coloring a bit. Let me just reset it. Okay, this is their usual coloring. And let's just get it closer to what we had here. I'm sorry, the color picker was all the way there. Fair enough. All right, so now we have this, and we should be able to launch things as it is. I wish the normal maps would show through a little bit better. For some reason, it's not. I do have some other things here, which are some stylized things that I try to do. We'll talk about those in another video. But let me test this out. So I'm on a launch session. It's gonna save all this. I'll be right back once it's launched. All right, it looks like if you bring in the Quixel megascans, you will not be able to launch your project at all. This address _bridge as preset, I cannot find it here because there is a content lock. Usually if I could see the engine, I'm pretty sure I could find this folder, but with the Fortnite editor, it doesn't allow you to get super deep into the engine. So I cannot delete this. And if I don't delete this, it's not gonna let me launch this. So forget about bringing megascans from your regular Unreal Engine. Very unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure they have their reasons, 100%. There will be, I'm pretty sure they have the reasons for doing this. That being said, I think I know ways to get around certain things, so please stay tuned and we'll talk about those in another video, because again, unfortunately, this video was about discovering things that you cannot do. I thought I would be able to launch this, and fortunately, their material allows you to match things to the landscape or whatever else you're doing. But unfortunately, it's not allowing me to use megascans. And this didn't only happen with megascans. There's some assets that I purchased on the Epic Marketplace that are not in Fab, and it's not allowing me to bring those here. It's giving me that error that you saw before, and it's telling me to pretty much delete that asset before I can upload it, which again, they must have their reasons for that. I'm not gonna fault them for it, but yeah, please stay tuned. We'll see if we can break this and we can customize this, because I have an idea for a game from a short film that I was planning to do. I'm just gonna turn it into a game. By the way, if somebody from Epic is watching this, please allow us to modify these clouds, please, pretty please. All right, see you next time.